Before we dive back into gameplay, I want to finish cleaning up our menu system just a little bit. We've got our load game canvas here, and right now it's on by default. I want to turn that off by default, but before I do that, I want to make a change to the background so that we can tell pretty obviously that we're on a different scene or a different canvas, and just to kind of add some different visual feel. And there are a couple different options that we've got here. The first is that you could just grab another background like the one that I've got down below. You should be able to grab that background, pull it in and import it and have it look just like this. Let's go select that background and assign it. So I've got my background under the load game canvas, and I should just be able to drag in this background object. This background, oh, it's a sprite or texture. Let's go select the texture so you can see the default settings that I've got here. It's as a sprite, and it's just set to all of the normal standard defaults. Now, if I go back and forth between my scenes, I should see a pretty good visual notification or distinction. It's going to be pretty obvious that I'm on a totally separate menu. New game is different, load game, okay, yeah, totally very, very different. Now this works good. It looks great, I think. I mean, I kind of like the art here, but there are some things to remember and think about. If you're building out a bigger game and you want to target a mobile platform or something, you do need to start kind of being a little bit conscious about the size of the textures and files that you're using here. Here, these ones aren't too huge. They're about 1 megabyte, but depending on your game, you could end up pulling in some 4K textures here that are a lot bigger, or something else that's even crazier. And you're going to want to think about that in terms of memory size. When you start building out a game for different platforms, the more memory that you use, the more likely you are to run into problems. Now, if you're not on mobile, you're just targeting desktops and you're just targeting well, really, if you're just targeting desktop, you're probably totally fine. Don't need to worry about it at all. But if you're targeting mobile devices or you're targeting consoles, you do have to pay some attention to this stuff. You don't have to worry about it too much when it comes to your menu things because it's pretty easy to change them out later. So my general recommendation is go with something pretty and nice. And then when you get to the point where you're like, oh, I need to start saving some memory or some space for textures and I need to start deleting out some of these bigger images because I want to put in some characters and this kind of is a trade-off for my budget, then you can do something like this. Go to your background, and instead of using this big image, we could go find something like a brick, change it over to tiled mode, and now I've got like this brick wall background. Might work just fine as well. So I'm going to leave mine as a brick wall background for now. I'm going to disable the load game canvas, and then I'm going to go to my new game canvas and fix that text there that says load game 1, because that has been driving me a little bit crazy. So I've got new game or load game. Let's say, maybe should I just say new and load? I'll just leave the word game in there for now, I think. Let's see, is there anything else that I wanted to change on my canvases? I don't think so, but I'm going to double check. Nope, I think it looks good. So we'll save. We'll go back into plastic and say that we cleaned up the canvas. I don't know why this material keeps trying to check out. I'm just going to let it change. I don't know what the change actually was. So let's do a diff real quick. We'll right click, hit diff. I'm going to guess, yeah, there are fine differences. Interesting. Something changed on it, and I'm not sure what, so I'm just going to let it commit. We've got updated main menu. So now it should have a perfect normal flow, and we can get back into gameplay development.